Hello everybody and happy Halloween! This here will be the finale to Fallout Dust, as we have arrived at Pine Creek Tunnel with the key that we need to escape from Zion and reach Grand Staircase to safety. I've actually dropped off a bunch of the items that I had, leaving Ricky in just his authority glasses, which were the sunglasses I started him with but fixed up with the authority glasses, his 10mm submachine gun, and his Vault 22 outfit. He won't be needing anything else for this final journey. I say that, but it's not entirely true. Ricky still has his flare gun, and it still fires even though I don't have any flamer fuel on. And I'm still carrying a light shining in darkness. Though again, Ricky won't need this gun as there are no more enemies left to fight. There are some traps to outmaneuver, though. Let's start with the obvious in this tunnel. There's a bunch of skeletons laying around. Dead horse skeletons. So wait, the dead horses are in here? What happened to them? Did the Wendigo get them as they were trying to escape? There is one other thing I did while I wasn't recording, and I picked up a note. This note is Daniel's account. I actually put this in using console commands, but we're going to read it now to discover the truth behind what we just encountered in Zion. May 14th, 2282. That's the same year the second battle for Hoover Dam began in Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. Dead Horse Point is gone. Raiders, perhaps. Legion, most likely. It had to have happened months ago. There was nothing but ash and bones by the time I got there. Joshua won't be happy to see me again, but I can tell him that I owe it to the dead horses to deliver the news. Maybe they'll take this as a sign, a lesson of what happens when they allow their reckless warmongering to take control. Violence leaves nothing but death in her wake. June 3rd. A hunting party found me on the canyon edge. Dancing Flame was among them. I welcomed him warmly, but he dismissed my greetings. His tattoos were different, I noticed. He'd gone over them with other ink. Dead horse ink. I asked to be taken to Joshua. Surely he's taken control of the Sorrows by now, warping them to his desires, teaching them in the ways of war. But that likely won't happen until morning. June 4. As predicted, none received my welcome well. Joshua seemed downright murderous upon the sight of me, but I managed to slip out my message before he pistol-whipped me to death. Joshua was stunned, but it was the dead horses that truly broke down. Apparently they'd been planning on leaving Zion. They'd have left the Sorrows here and set up trade lines with them, like real civilizations. Why do I even try? June 6. Joshua's begun to ask me more about the going-ons of the outside world. Turns out he's been fairly isolated down here. I told him of the fate of the Legion, the fate of Caesar. Of course, his bandages prevented me from telling me how he felt about that. He's offered me a place in Angel Cave. Perhaps he wishes to mend relations with me. Should allow me to get closer to the Sorrows. I may yet be able to save them. June 11. Turns out the hunting party wasn't just chasing bighorners. They call them Moss Men. I'd heard of them in passing during my last stay in Zion, but now they seem to be all anyone's ever concerned about. January 9, 2283. 3 more infected. I wanted to burn the bodies, but Joshua refused. I tried to enlist the aid of Whitebird and Running Bear in burning the corpses in secret, but it seems they too have fallen to the cult of the burned man. Damn him! November 12, 2284. His cough has only gotten worse. He seems convinced that his death is near. I reassured him that I would take good care of the tribes in his absence, but he only laughed in my face. Apparently he's already arranged for Follow's Chalk to take the place as leader of the 2 tribes. All these years by his side, and he still doesn't trust me. December 2nd. Follow's Chalk took Joshua's body to the Eyrie. His love for Joshua exceeds his fear of the taboo. As is expected, I gave a half-hearted protest about burning him, but was immediately shot down by Whitebird. He's been burned enough. Typical. Good luck getting up there anyways. The whole area's swarming with Moss Men. March 22nd, 2285. One got into camp today, tore apart 2 warriors before they put him down, lit the bodies up in the night. I don't care what they think anymore. It's the only way any of us will survive this. April 6. Leads with chalk finally listened. Construction on defenses began yesterday. Rows of spikes, walls, traps, the whole deal. It'll be difficult, but if what the hunters say is true, these stories of a giant, of a... what did they call it? A Wendigo? A Wendigo? Well, a giant moss man regardless. We need to be ready for such a thing if it ever comes for us. March 1st, 2286. Leads with chalk has ordered the exodus of Zion. They're heading south to the Mojave. I will not be joining them. Something seems off. About the weather. About this Wendigo. If what I believe is true, this thing can die, and I will be the one to kill it. It shall burn. He shall burn. Again. So wait a minute. Does this confirm that the Wendigo, the monster that I had to evade just to get here to Pine Creek Tunnel through Zion, was the body of Joshua Graham, revived as a spore carrier? Oh man, that's some deep stuff. You can see that they've laid mines in the tunnel. You can see another mine there. Whoop! I stepped on one that just blew up my leg. It's fine. Disarm that one. I've got more than enough healing poultices to fix me up. There's a turnoff here along with a mine. Disarm it and go in. There's a skeleton in here laying on a bedroll. Let's see what this skeleton's all about. Waking Cloud? Huh. You might remember Waking Cloud from Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. When Blazer did Honest Hearts, he met the midwife of the Sorrows, who was named Waking Cloud, and Daniel was hiding the secret of her husband's death from her. She's got a coyote hide, which I might as well take. It's not weighs anything. She also has a note on her. The light at the end of the tunnel. I wonder if this explains what happened to the tribes in this tunnel. Did they run into the Wendigo, or did something else happen to them? The way to Grand Staircase is blocked. We had no choice but to delve into the long dark that is the tunnels. 6 days we traveled through the darkness. 6 nights we wondered if we would ever see the end. When finally we emerged, we were met only with terror. A scorched and wind-torn land lay before us, but life lingers in the harshest of places. We saw tents in the valley and campfires. We set out to meet with them, but the people of the desert met us first. They shot Dancing Flame, and he danced no longer. They shot Running Bear, and he ran no longer. They shot Leads with chalk, but he did not stop leading. He drew his war club and charged at the enemy without fear in his eyes. I would like to remember him in that moment only. Back to the tunnel we went, and for 6 more days we made the journey back to Zion. But now we see the truth of it. The door is locked. The door is locked, and only one man has the key to unlock it. Daniel. He converted me. He taught me. He gave me a new life under God, and now he has killed me. The people of the desert pursue us still. The way to Grand Staircase is blocked, as is the way to Zion. We have no hope but to prepare this tunnel for battle. Our last battle. So in the end, the 2 tribes never made it to Grand Staircase or to the Mojave. They tried, but were beset upon by a hostile tribe they said they found at the end of the tunnel. But what tribe could it be? It couldn't be the Whitelegs. According to everything I've found so far, the tribes defeated the Whitelegs. Looks like there's radioactive water also in this area. I can see a gas leak, which could be another trap. We'll use the flare gun to disable whatever was over there. Alright, we'll be very careful about where we go. Move these barrels in case there's any mines hiding. So far I don't see any mines, but you never be too cautious. there's a mine. Disarm that one. So all the tribes of Zion are gone. Wiped out by some tribe at the end of these tunnels. But who? What other tribes were there? There was another mine, just crippled most of my body. There's a bear trap here. I'm guessing these mines were all set up. All the mines and traps were all set up by the tribes of Zion. That's a toaster mine. Disarm that one and get disarming personality. Don't think there's any traps in here. In that case, I'll use another healing poultice to fix my broken body. Don't think I need anything from here, so let's just head through the door to the long dark. This must be the door to Grand Staircase. Doesn't open. Well, Waking Cloud did say the way to Grand Staircase was blocked. If I'm going to get through this door, I'm going to have to find the key. But that means braving the long dark itself. This is the message that was on the cannibal camp at the Mojave Outpost. I wonder if the tribals put that there. Maybe as a warning for the other tribe that attacked them. This place is probably also booby-trapped, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for traps. So far I don't see any, but you can never be too careful, like here. That's a tripwire. Let's disarm it. I see. Good thing I found that, huh? Once again, keep going slow. I don't want to run into another tripwire or a bear trap or something. It could be mines or anything here. Yeah, we'll take it slow. There's a bear trap. Here's a door, but I can't open it. So we'll press on. Don't see any more traps or mines. I see that up ahead, though. There's a powder charge on the left there. There's a bear trap, and there's a bottle cap mine. But Ricky's got his machine gun with him. I can just use that to set off the bombs so they don't get me. Another door. But I can't open that one either. Now a fork. Which way to go? Ricky, we're going to have to play NASCAR on this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to only make left turns. And that led to an inaccessible door. This leads to a door that does open. Alright, so the left turn strat is working. Another inaccessible door. Keep turning left. Another inaccessible door. Keep turning left. Inaccessible, turn left. This door opens. Again, keep my eyes open for traps. This door does not open. Another left turn. Oh boy. More stairs. That means there could be another secret booby trap. So let's be slow about this. There it is. I see you, tripwire trap. Let's disarm you. Is that one going to drop another girder on my head? No, it was going to drop grenades. There are 2 grenade bouquets. I wonder if that means there's another tripwire trap somewhere. I can't get the grenades because I don't think Ricky has a high enough explosive skill. Yeah, his explosives is only 13, so I'm not getting those. Not that I need grenades. Another Bear trap to disarm. More left turns to make. Leads into some kind of tunnel. Maybe I'm on the right path. What's this place? Looks like a vault of some kind. There's a white handprint on this. Filing cabinet. Data log 111. Grand Staircase tunnel key, that's what I needed. And a map of Grand Staircase. Those will come in handy. Let's check out this data log. First day in the vault. I'm excited to begin my work as overseer. According to the documents Vault Tech has provided me, Vault 74 is unique. Lucky me. Unlike the other vaults, this vault is equipped with not one, but two doors. One is the giant 20-ton monstrosity that everyone knows about. The other door is a secret passageway. How exciting! Located right behind my desk. This false panel slides aside to reveal a much longer tunnel, to be used in times of emergency only. This tunnel leads east to a number of regions Vault Tech assumes will be mostly untouched in the event of a nuclear exchange. Zion National Park, Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. I went there on vacation once. It was quite nice. Grand Canyon National Park. Heck, this will be fun! Bit of camping, some fishing. I can't wait for this emergency. And this appears to be a map of a large valley located somewhere in Utah. So wait, this tunnel led me into the ruins of Vault 74? Why does that sound so familiar? There wasn't a Vault 74 in any of the other Fallout games, was there? Interesting artwork. Before we head back to the Grand Staircase door, I say we check this place out. That doesn't look like a good sign. It kind of looks like a tribal of some kind killing a vault dweller. I'm wondering if this graffiti was put here after something happened to Vault 74. I see that. That light. That was a satchel charge. That music. Ricky heard that while he was in his coma. When he woke up, just before he woke up in the follower's safe house. Is it safe to go down the stairs? What's this? There's skeletons laying all around it. They don't have anything of particular value on them. Data log 10.44.78. So this would be 2278, I'm assuming. What happened in here? Here's the clinic. Maybe there's something in here I can use. Any clues in here as to what happened? Nothing in their lockers. I say we check out that note I found. Data log number 104478. The vault has been breached. Painted demons, red faces, tangled hair, fire in the lower levels. God have mercy on our souls. Red faces and tangled hair. The other tribe. If it came from Zion, the only other tribe that could have come from there that had red faces and tangled hair would have been the White Legs. Are they the ones that destroyed this vault? Interesting fun fact about this vault. This is actually Vault 74 from the Fallout 3 intro tutorial for the Gek. You get a quest where you find a similar message about how they have invaded and may God have mercy on us. And you're supposed to build that yourself. It's just called Exploring Vault 74, which I guess the guy who made Dust decided to add that in as part of the ending to Dust here. It's kind of funny. I'm assuming the other exit is the one that the White Legs, the Dead Horses, and the Sorrows went through. to get into what, based on the description, sounded like they arrived in the Divide. But what tribes would have shot them? I should be able to retrace Ricky's steps by just making all right turns to get back to the door at a grand staircase. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, there must be other tribes. Why would I want to go into the Divide? Especially if the tribes are going to be hostile to me there. I think our best bet is to go back and use the key to go to Grand Staircase. This should lead the way back. I can check my map to make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, I am. There's that bear trap I disarmed. Besides, even if I made it through the Divide, where would I go from there? The only way to go back from the Divide would be back into the Mojave Wasteland. And Ricky's goal was to escape the Mojave Wasteland. So yeah, the Divide doesn't sound like much of an option at all. So we'll continue heading back this way. Should almost be back to where we started. Yep, there's the message. And now we can use the key. Grand Staircase Tunnel key. Door to safety. This must be Grand Staircase. Let's go check it out. Congratulations, you have found safety. Ricky stepped out of the long dark and found himself at Grand Staircase. He had survived and escaped the Mojave Wasteland and Zion Canyon, and was forever changed as a person. Now that he had become a storm of death, he would never again have to lie about the kind of person he was. He now had stories of his adventures to tell that were completely true about himself, even if he never got a chance to actually kill a Brotherhood of Steel paladin. The only story Ricky chose not to tell the truth about was the time he cleared the New Vegas medical clinic of its crazed doctors, as the NCR at Grand Staircase were under the control of the followers of the Apocalypse. He instead claims to have tried to rescue those doctors, only for a Deathjaw to jump out of nowhere and eat them whole before he could kill it. The Nightkin rancher at Brooks's continued to raise his herd of Wind Brahmin in relative peace. Sometimes a tunneler or two would come from the mountains to the west, but the rancher would fight them off with his rebar club. Some say he is still there, offering to sell his Wind Brahmin to any humans that got too close to his ranch. Other, particularly the unhinged survivors of the Mojave, claim that the Nightkin was eventually abducted by aliens. Although he had survived the rebellion against the Overseer in Vault 101, the Capital Wasteland, the Journey West, and the Wendigo in Zion, Butch Deloria met his end at the hands of Dead-Eye Ricky. His Vault 101 jumpsuit reminded the storm of death of the red-haired man who talked him out of going with Happy Trails, and was in complete tatters by the time Ricky tosses it aside in favor of his Vault 22 jumpsuit when he entered Pine Creek Tunnel. The remnants of the NCR who occupied the old Mormon fort awaited information from Camp McCarran, Camp Golf, or from New California itself for either evacuation orders or a rescue, but none ever came. Disgruntled, the NCR decided to set off the mini-nukes they had gathered in Julie Farkas's old office. Some say the explosion that destroyed Old Mormon Fort and all of Freeside could be seen as far as Camp Antietam in the Los Angeles Boneyard. The cloud victims of Westside who chose not to attack Dead-Eye Ricky continued their lives as though he had never come to Westside and slaughtered everyone who dared raise a weapon against him. Eventually, the crops that Westside's residents cultivated in the time before the fall began to grow again. Westside continued to prosper, though the occasional resident would climb down into the sewers, never to be seen again. With the death of Lydia Bernard, the Royst-Bernard expedition's efforts to finish Edwin Royst's work and exonerate him have ended in failure. The followers of the apocalypse are successful in convicting Royst, and he spends the rest of his days behind the bars of an NCR prison cell. His twisted experiments in radiation treatment and chemical weapons eventually faded from memory and disappeared from history. The NCR sent a small force from California by vertibird over the Long 15 to the Mojave outpost to try and evacuate the survivors, but find only corpses. Among the bodies, they identified the corpses of NCR Major Knight and caravan owner Rose of Sharon Cassidy. The one female survivor they found left told the soldiers that the outpost had been overrun by cannibals who killed everyone else, only to then be killed themselves by a single man. The description of the man who had become a storm of death did not match the one the NCR had of the courier, which only made them even more nervous. The cannibal tribe of Novak, once led by Quintus Avernum, worshippers of Mo-Tel the T-Rex, were wiped out to the last by Deadeye Ricky. Other cannibal settlements who had heard of the massacre at Novak stayed clear of the area. Their religion spoke of a second storm of death, much more fierce than the first one that crippled the bear and killed the bull. It would have to be to have been able to slay Mo-Tel. It is said by some that a lone figure waits in the penthouse of the Ultralux for a particular person to come and find him. As a child he was known as the Forecaster, and some believed he had psychic powers. In the end, any powers he may have had ultimately failed him, as he spent the rest of his days going insane in the Ultralux, waiting for the storm of death to come and claim his life, which never happened. Although the King's rebellion had succeeded in saving many lives in their evacuation of Freeside, the hazmat suits they believed to be their salvation were instead their doom. Although they would never know it, their slaughter at the hands of Ricky was the most anyone could have done for them, ending their endless torment. Fortunately for the King himself, the music of man would survive in this harsh world, just as he had hoped it would. With the deaths of Colonel Cassandra Moore and the NCR soldiers under her command, NCR lost Hoover Dam a second time. Since the Colorado River had dried up years ago, the NCR saw no reason to try and retake the dam again. Some prospectors in California heard rumors that the water from the Colorado River had somehow gone to flood the Big Empty, but only the Brotherhood of Steel would know for sure. The courier's long and lonesome road had finally come to an end, in a Mojave wasteland that had been forever changed by the fall. Somehow, the lying psycho-addict Ricky had eluded his traps that had held off the tunnelers and the NCR. Having truly become a storm of death, Ricky had succeeded when Benny, Caesar's assassins, NCR Rangers, the Sierra Madre, and even the Divide had failed. The tomb truly served its purpose for the courier. The information Ricky found within Zion Canyon all but confirmed that the Wendigo he eluded there was the reanimated body of Joshua Graham, formerly the Malpais legate of Caesar's Legion, and the burned man who had led the dead horses as their war chief. It explained why fire could drive away the otherwise unstoppable monster that had slaughtered countless travelers, prospectors, tribals, and NCR soldiers. No one goes to Zion anymore. Unknown to Ricky and the survivors at Grand Staircase, the tunnel he chose not to take led to the high road in the Divide, where the dead horses and the Sorrows met their end. No one knows if it was the battle-hardened tribes following leads with chalk, taught in the ways of Caesar's Legion by the former Malpais legate, or the Dustwalker tribe that guarded the tunnel ever since another tribe from Zion came through it and attacked their village were the ones who shot first. Led by Junaid, the Dustwalkers, Stone Wolves, Deep Wells, Mole Herders, and Sun Children continued to thrive and live in peace, creating a society very similar to the one that had existed in Hopeville before the destruction caused by the courier, after the battle between the two couriers that ended in the launch of a nuclear missile at the Long 15. In the new world of the fall, fighting continued. Blood was spilled. People lived and died, mostly died, just as they had done before the fall, because war never changes. And that's it for Fallout Dust. That little slideshow at the end I made myself, since there's no real ending. It just cuts right to credits and then back to the title screen. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was only 17 parts compared to the 60 plus that Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands was, since that one was basically 2 games in one. I've got plans for another playthrough that will also involve survival, basically eating, drinking, and sleeping like Dust, but it won't be as unforgiving and challenging as Dust, and it will have towns and people around. Plus it'll be a sword and sorcery style thing, so I can actually learn to use magic spells. Yeah, so my next playthrough will be of Outward. But before that, I'm going to make another video that shows off all the best parts from Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands, like a compilation video. And then after that, I'll probably do a compilation video of all the best parts of this playthrough of Fallout Dust. So until then, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and again, happy Halloween, if you're watching this on Halloween Day like I posted it on, and I'll see you for the next video.